Welcome back. Today I am going to explain the first 5 episodes of Sword Art Online 2012. Be ready for some spoilers are ahead. The story begins when the announcement is made that it's 2022 and mankind would feel their presence in the virtual world. MMO stream is about to kick off and the gamers watch the promotional video. They are all waiting for the virtual execution of the Sword Art Online. Initially, there was no nerve gear, but later it is invented by Akiko Kayava. Its 10,000 copies are sold and beta testers are convinced. A gamer, Kirito, puts on nerve gear and logs himself in the virtual world of Sword Art Online. Next, Kirito gets to a town of beginnings. While running, he is chased by a guy named Klein who begs Kirito to teach him. Kirito has gone through a beta test. Moving to the west field, Klein is bumped by a heavy bull. Kirito tells him to keep his initial motion first, then to attack to improve his sword skills. Klein obeys and smashes 2 bulls. Klein feels famished and wants to go back to eat something. He fails to log out and asks Kirito to help. Kirito fails to find the logout option. Kirito tells Klein that nerve gear overcomes the signals of the brain, so we cannot do anything. But we can get back if someone comes from the real world. Klein jumps toward him and asks to call her sister for help. Kirito abruptly replies that she is not into gaming and cannot come. Suddenly they are flashed into a new place with many. A mammoth monster appears named Akiko Kayava. Akiko tells me I am the controller of this virtual world. He adds that the logout option is missing and you have to perform different levels. Calling for help means the nerve gear emits signals and you will be dead. Currently, you are on the floor 1 Aincrad and 213 are short as they called for help. Akiko further says the only way you return is by conquering 100 floors, each consisting of floor boss. Everyone gets scared. Akiko also changes the face formation of everyone through the mirror item on their storage. Thus, this is the launching of Sword Art Online. Afterward, Kirito explains to Klein that he has a plan to survive. Klein responds that he has many friends behind, thus he cannot accompany him. Kirito runs through the village to live. Episode 1 concludes. Episode 2 starts when Kirito shares how 2,000 people have died during the first month without finding the boss. A man named Diable gathers everyone and wants everyone to consider him a knight for defeating the boss. He orders to make a team of 6 gamers. Kirito finds no one to team up with but a girl. The girl agrees. Later, a person, Kibeu, appears and shares it is because of the ex-beta testers that the beginners are falling apart. They take the easiest of hunting spots and secure their positions. They should apologize to us. Suddenly, another contestant, Agile, appears and contradicts Kibeu. Agile shows everyone a guidebook that all the contests had and they could get through the hunting spot. There is no way to blame the ex-beta testers. Next, Diable shows everyone the latest guide that has information about the floor boss, who is Ulfang the Cobbled Lord. He adds the team who defeats the boss gets an EXP and those who receive the item will keep it. Everyone heads to enjoy the party then. During a party, Kirito joins his teammate. She shares with Kirito that she wants to do everything on her own to meet the challenges. She does not want to lose. The teams are heading to the first floor boss through the forest field. Kirito shares his plan with his teammate. She tells him that she is a newbie. Kirito could not believe it. Finally, they reach to floor boss, Ulfang the Cobbled Lord, who has his ruined cobbled sentinels. Diable orders to attack and the fight begins. Kirito and his teammate kill the sentinels in style. Kirito is amazed to see the skills of his teammate, Asuna. The boss takes out the sword, which is not Tower, but no Dechai, and smashes Diable. Diable, being a beta tester, shares his last words with Kirito to kill the boss. Diable has died and both Kirito and Asuna go for the counterattack. Kirito, all of a sudden, gets beaten by the boss and sees Asuna fighting alone. Asuna then joins Kirito while Agile and his teammates hold the situation. Agile advises Kirito to stay until you get better. Soon after, Agile and the rest of the teammates get hammered by the boss. Finally, Kirito gets up and starts attacking madly with Asuna. Thus, they manage to kill the boss. Afterward, Kirito receives an appreciation, but he is disappointed as he believes the team could save Diable's life. The contestants blame him that it is because beta testers are not revealing what they are. Kirito shares that 1,000 beta testers could not level up. I was the one who went through different floors and received much information. Therefore, I have a better level than all of you. Everyone's shocked and calls him a beater. Kirito loves this title. Next, Asuna is assured by Kirito that he finds her name through the HP gauge. Asuna is surprised. Kirito advises Asuna to build a guild then fight alone. Asuna expects the same from Kirito, and episode 2 ends here. Episode 3 commences when a Black Cats guild is celebrating on floor 11 Taft. They thank Kirito for saving their lives. Tetsuo, one of the contestants of Black Cats, asks Kirito about his level. He is surprised to know he is at the 20 levels. He further asks Kirito to join their guild. Kirito thinks hard and accepts the offer. Sachai, standing next to Tetsuo, will stay as a vanguard. Later, they fight with the dragon on floor 20 Sunlit Forest. Sachai struggles. Kirito takes her place, blocks the dragon, and Tetsuo does the rest. Tetsuo gets the level up. After that, Kirito is amazed about the assault team that they have made to floor 28 and tells Tetsuo they have access to more information through EXP. The Black Cats decide that they must consume their rewards on Sachai equipment. Sachai gets nervous as she does not feel like taking responsibility. All the team members take her into confidence, including Kirito. Kirito then finds Klein after so long on floor 28 Wolf Plains when he is having a mission. He completes that and comes to know that Kirito has joined a guild. Suddenly, Kirito receives a message from Keita that Sachai is missing. Kirito accesses the location and reaches out to her. Sachai feels quite down and asks Kirito when we are going to leave this place. Kirito responds, "We will leave for the real world one day." Sachai then decides to take a nap alongside Kirito. While lying, Kirito thinks people are having mixed emotions and all of us would compete together. Meanwhile, Keita decides to head toward the town of beginnings. Everyone discusses while Keita is busy searching the house we should gather some more cash and use it on equipment. Next, the Black Cats head towards floor 27 dungeon. They see the magical door, open it, and find a treasure box. All of them become happy except Kirito. Suddenly, a group of monsters come and start killing carelessly. Kirito fights hard but could not be able to save anyone. Sachai also gets killed and Kirito starts mourning. Next, Kirito speaks with Asuna on floor 49 Mugen where they are spending Christmas Eve. Asuna tells Nicholas the renegade is the boss of the event. Kirito believes to beat Nicholas and get an item for reviving dead men. Afterward, he goes to floor 35 Forest Maze where he finds Klein and his company. Klein tells Kirito not to strive for an item as it is futile. Meanwhile, the monsters of Holy Dragon Alliance show up and Klein begs Kirito to run away. After covering some distance, he finds Nicholas the renegade. He kills Nicholas swiftly and returns to Klein with the revival item. Kirito gives it to Klein and urges that whoever dies near you, use this to revive. Klein gets emotional and yells you would stay alive, Kirito. Later, Kirito receives an item in which Sachai recorded a message. Sachai tells, "I know I was not strong enough to compete and you were always there to help us. I enjoyed every moment I spent with you and I know the way things are going on. I would not be able to survive. I want you to live and fight till the end to know the reasons for both real and virtual worlds." After listening to this, Kirito bursts into tears. Episode 3 concludes. Episode 4 starts when a woman denies giving the crystal to her team member. Silica, who wants a crystal, is told that you have a lizard healer to rely upon. Silica walks through floor 35, Lost Forest, where she thinks she can get through. But her lizard healer, Pina, was killed. The monsters are almost taking over Silica. However, Kirito arrives and kills every monster. Silica tells Kirito about Pina. Kirito responds you can revive it back from floor 4 to 7, Hill of Memories. Next, Kirito gives her his level and explains you need to raise it for revival in 3 days. Kirito explains I am helping you because resemble my younger sister. Silica walks through floor 35, Missy with Kirito where he finds 2 guys. Those guys want Silica to join them but she replies she is already with Kirito. Silica then finds the same female who refused to give her crystal. The female learns the situation and tells Silica you are too weak to bring Pina. Kirito assures the female that Silica would bring. Later, both Silica and Kirito enjoy cheesecakes in a restaurant. Kirito also explains the difference between green, orange, and red cursors and reveals how dangerous orange and red cursors can be. During the night, Kirito shows Silica a mirage sphere through which they can access floor 4 to 7. Kirito hears a door knocking and tells Silica we have to be alert about eavesdropping. They both head to floor 4 to 7, Floria which is covered with flowers. Silica feels low by seeing couples. Kirito handovers a crystal item to Silica and tells her to use it when you face any danger. They head towards Hill of Memories and find a couple of monsters in the middle, but those are too weak to compete. Silica also asks about the story of Kirito's sister. Kirito shares each and everything his sister supported him when his father was strict. Finally, they get to Numa reviving flower. Silica picks it up and turns her way back. Surprisingly, they find the same female, Rosalia, who wants that flower. Silica disagrees and Kirito depicts how Rosalia attacked silver flags and killed people except for the leader. They were looking for vengeance, not to kill you but to put you behind the bars. Henceforth, Rosalia abruptly orders her men to attack. Her men know about the levels and solo performance of Kirito with an assault team. They try hard to beat Kirito, but all in vain. Kirito explains he is having level 78 with 14,500 HP. Kirito says that he has a warp crystal and can send you to prison. Rosalia and her men have nothing to do but surrender. Lastly, Kirito apologizes to Silica for not sharing everything with her, yet Silica finds him a good man. It's time for Kirito to leave and hopes they both would meet in the real world. Silica is about to revive Pina and episode 4 ends here. Episode 5 commences when a team attends a meeting on floor 56. Pani, Asuna, vice commander of the Knights of Blood Oath, decides to set a mission. Kirito explains how the boss is killing NPC, but Asuna believes those are mere objects. Kirito decides not to leave for a mission, but Asuna warns him, "You have to obey me by all means since I get hold of this mission." However, Kirito has to agree, and they start their journey. Agile asks Kirito, "You and Asuna always mess up with the things which I have been noticing." After a short while, Asuna finds Kirito taking a nap. She makes it clear that it is a waste of time, but Kirito says he is loving the combination of wind and sunlight. It is better if you take a rest and enjoy the weather too. After a while, Kirito wakes up and is surprised to see Asuna is enjoying a sound sleep. Some people pass by that place and feels odd to see them sluggish. They call them sore losers. Asuna wakes up after a long while and decides to offer Kirito something to eat. Next, they start taking a meal on floor 57. Martin and everyone begin to talk about Asuna. People are astonished to see Kirito with her too. Asuna pays thanks to Kirito for taking care of her during the long sleep. Suddenly, they hear a scream and abruptly go out. One of the dual men loses his life while hanging on a balcony with a sword passed through his chest. Both Kirito and Asuna inquire about the situation. The girl Yoko steps up and tells them she was having dinner with Kynes and we both belong to the same guild. Therefore, Asuna and Kirino decide to reach out to Agile, who knows the item thing on floor 50 Algade. He concludes that this sword is made by Grimlock, a player. It is known as a guilty thorn. Asuna and Kirino then move to Yoko, who knows about Grimlock. She said Graisalo was the leader of our guild, Golden Apple. A monster who we defeated dropped a ring once and people voted to keep it or sell it. It was more in favor of selling it. Graisalo was Grimlock's partner in the game, and he might have killed her as he was the one who opposed selling it. Yoko adds I and Kynes were also against selling, and Schmidt too, who currently leads Holy Dragon Alliance. Yoko wants to have Schmidt on the radar as he may know about the situation. Afterward, Schmidt shows up and is furious to know the situation going on. Schmidt reveals it's been 6 months since Graisala died and how the vengeance could happen now. Yoko reveals probably the murder in the safe zone converts Graisala into a ghost. Suddenly, a sword stabs Yoko. She falls from a building and died. Episode 5 concludes. Thanks for watching.